Joined as always by Stat Pat, stateless patriot of the Central Valley. We are California lefties talking to you about national politics. And tonight we have a special guest, Chicago's own PepTalks TV. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
plenty to talk about, plenty to discuss. Etchbix, thank you so much for getting in the party
Hey.
already.
Hello.
I like to let Stat Pat open up because he's a little bit more studious than I am. I'm busy with some other shit, but Pat, what is top of mind for you right now?
Oh, just
Uh,
oh yeah, go ahead.
oh no, go ahead. I thought you was talking to me for a second.
No,
Go
I
ahead,
Oh,
said
Seth.
Pat, not Pep.
my bad.
Ah,
Yeah, no worries. Yeah. I guess the thing at the top of my mind is the impending economic recession that the whole world's about to be thrown into due to the energy crisis, completely started by Trump. Because of the shutdown of the Strait of Hormuz, California, I believe, just got its last shipment from the Middle East of oil, and the fact that the past 8 9 weeks we haven't seen any traffic go through the Strait of Hormuz. It's going to get really, really bad, and I don't think a lot of people are really aware of just how dire the situation is. Um, I know that like Poland and South Korea have implemented price caps for gas, which isn't going to mean much when all their stations end up going empty. And also, Europe is, I think, 3 weeks left of jet fuel.
Right.
It's actually like really, really bad, and not enough people are talking about it. If mainstream media does, it's like not with a sense of urgency. It's or they're just glossing over the finer details, and I think a lot of it is to just artificially prop up the market right now, because that's kind of like all they care about is just like massaging the numbers and making it seem like it's not as bad as it actually is. Um, but I wouldn't be surprised, like within the next couple months, we see numbers just flip on a dime and almost double.
oh yeah, absolutely. No, I was kind of saying that myself about like how just the jobs numbers alone. I'm like, dude, we're not seeing 3.8% inflation. People like paying this much at the grocery store and at the gas station, and then magically have this jobs report, which then got me thinking. It's like, wait, the only reason that even would make sense is that now it's because we all have three or four fucking jobs.
Right.
Yeah, yeah, and that's how they measure it too. Like they don't really count. They don't really measure employment the right way at all.
No.
Like most people, at least people I know, who aren't already going to school or have a cozy living situation, they need two jobs.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not working two jobs right now, and you're going into debt.
No,
You're
Well,
working two jobs right
yeah.
now.
Shit, I got a couple outstanding loans. It's yeah, it's not pretty right now.
yeah, I mean, they got the credit card. I know that credit card usage has gone up in the last
Way
few
up.
like months.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
No, I
I
mean,
mean,
this is what happens. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with like the pattern of getting into credit card debt. What usually happens is the family or the individual, but let's say it's a family, they've got their income and they have to use a good chunk of that, if not most of it, for rent and utilities and that stuff that you need cash for. And then everything else goes on the credit card. They pay off the credit card as much as they can every month,
mhm,
but ultimately they're not getting ahead of it.
yep,
Ultimately, it could be a few $100 every month, it could be $1,000 every month, but
Yeah.
every month they are going slowly but surely into a deeper chasm of debt. And
oh,
ultimately, they just
Yes.
have to file for bankruptcy.
yeah, and it's literally like I can speak personally to something with me where it's like I was very good with my payment history until we had something happen in my family where it was just like you can never plan for it, and it's like yeah,
Right.
you have to miss one payment, like you said, then all of a sudden all that interest is there, and you're fucked.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless you come into some serious money in one big chunk.
Mhm.
And that doesn't happen very often, usually only when like someone dies or something like that.
Yeah,
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, the Iranians are a tough people. They
Mhm.
are a tough people. It's like funny, we talk about American exceptionalism on here, Pep, a lot.
You might want to ban
And
this guy real quick.
oh
Mhm.
yeah, oh okay, cool.
Mhm.
So anyway, we talk about American exceptionalism a lot, and it's hard for Americans to believe that other countries out there are as tough as we are.
Mhm.
And the Iranians are showing that they might even be tougher than we are, because we're supposed to be the ones with the superior resources. And here we are in a gridlock with a country that's, as
Where have I
big as
seen
our
this
West
before?
Coast. Yeah, exactly. Vietnam,
Yeah.
No,
Iraq,
the Iraq War,
Afghanistan.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No,
Iraq
dude.
was
Like I remember when they
Same thing
sold us
too,
the
yeah.
Iraq War. They were just like, "Yeah, we're gonna be in there, out of there, real quick." It was like 3 weeks. Like they had the same thing where it was like, "It's gonna be a few weeks," but they didn't have like a Trump character. Like Bush didn't go out there. He's just like, you know what? We're gonna have to take a few more weeks. Like he did mission accomplished, and then everybody like kind of forgot about it for
Right.
as far as like the general public. You had
Right.
idiots like me that were just like, Dick Cheney's the devil, Donald Rumsfeld sucks, blah 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 blah. Meanwhile, my dad's just like, wait, we're still in Iraq. It's like, yes, we are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we were
Yeah.
there for 20 years.
We were. Yeah, no kidding. And they keep. I mean, there's still no actual spoken set objectives. They haven't uttered that to the public at all. It's always shifting too. There's never a concrete goal. It's always some other thing or another. And like now we're at the point where the U.S. is admittedly, this is like indirectly admitted by Hegseth, we're low on ammo.
Hmm?
We can't actually carry out said goals because of the um, depletion of uh, ammunition, and not to mention Iran. Like Iran really does hold all the cards right now. It's still the case right now. Like all they have to do, because for instance, the U.S. keeps on saying like Iran could never have a nuke. They could never have a nuke. They could never have a nuke. They don't even need a nuke at this point. Like even if they wanted to, I'm still not convinced that they want to. It only takes weeks to actually enrich uranium to the point to weapons grade. If they
I
wanted
actually
to,
kind of believe the Ayatollah didn't want it. Like,
Yeah.
with everybody saying he was super moderate, I mean the
yeah,
the
no, I
evidence
agree.
is there,
Mhm.
like that he didn't want to do that. And the evidence is there that, yeah, we may have just poked the bear and just made it so much more,
It's
likely that they would do it now.
Exactly. Yeah, and honestly, I wouldn't fault them. I wouldn't blame them. Like what Trump has done, obviously with the help of Israel, is single-handedly just reorganize the entire global order because it was kind of like
Yeah.
an unspoken, an unspoken fact to some extent or another that Iran already controlled the strait. But it was the
Yeah.
fact that Israel and the U.S. started bombing Iran that Iran's retaliation wasn't like, okay, well, I'm going to hit you back, like I'm going to strike the U.S. mainland, or of course they hit Israel, but they don't even need to. All they have to do is attack all the energy infrastructure. That's why they hit Saudi Arabia and Qatar and the
That's why the
UAE.
pipeline is for better, or like, it's
Yeah,
a pipe dream. Like, for them to think that, oh, this pipeline's the magical fix that could never
Right.
be hit. It's
No,
like,
right.
come on.
No, seriously, and it's the point now where like it'll take months like it'll take years to get all these refineries
Mhm.
and energy, all this energy infrastructure out over there back online. It's better than having a nuke because all Iran has to do is send little cheap $30,000 drones to the infrastructure over there, and just we're back at the same place. It's
Mm.
like they can literally carry this out for as long as they want. Honestly, And the best that the U.S. can hope for, as well as Western powers in general, who are really going to get hit by the fallout of this conflict, the best they can hope for is getting the same deal that Obama got.
Yeah. Did you see the whole thing about like the CIA report about like the actual like toll? Like, okay, so like the CIA released a bunch of just surprising information to anybody that's been paying attention to this, because yeah, we haven't done any damage, and
Not really, no.
they are continuing to refine in the same exact areas that we're claiming that we hit. You know, and there's satellite imagery that's accessible to every news source that can like see that. Well, like now, whether or not that's because the Iranian government wants us to see that, that's a whole nother story. Because somebody pointed out, they're like, well, they could totally blur that. It's like, yeah, good point. Okay, like,
right.
Not trying to play into like regime, media, even though America's perfectly fine with us if we do that.
Right. Yeah, of course. I mean, it's lie after lie after lie from this administration. So it's like, who do we like? How they've lost all credibility. You expect us to believe that Iran is begging for a deal, that their navy is completely obliterated, that they have.
They don't need a navy.
No, exactly. Like, just take a couple speedboats, put a couple mines in the Strait of Hormuz, and it's over.
It's Vietnam. Yeah, it's literally guerrilla warfare again.
Yes.
Like, why is it always this? They sell this like it's a front on front battle, like World War II Normandy. Like it hasn't been that in years.
No, like the nature of warfare is completely changed, because people that's what people envision, like war films and old war footage of Vietnam and whatnot, and it's just not that. It's not like that anymore. It's all drone warfare. It's economic warfare. If you can target energy infrastructure, then you control the global economy. And now that like the Strait of Hormuz, all the traffic has come to a standstill. That's 20% of the world's oil supply. It's not like that's not going to be made up elsewhere, and a lot of people don't get that. Like other countries aren't going to come in and fulfill what the demands that 20% was fulfilling. It's going to lead to mass shortages around the world. It's going to lead to high prices, starving people, stranded people, because it's not like that. That once that 20% is gone, it's gone. Until like those refineries and whatnot can get back up and running again, we're fucked. Like especially if you rely heavily on that region, which a lot of people did. A lot of people do.
Which I'm surprised we're not hearing more from China about this. Like, and maybe
From what I understand,
because they get a lot of their oil from that part of the world.
It's to the point now where they are slowly but surely halting their own exports, because they export their own oil, and
which is what people want us to do.
And the opposite is happening. We're actually selling more oil and gas than ever before. We're actually a net exporter now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also, I was going to say, like, I just watched something about how China actually figured out clean coal. Yeah, they actually have a process where it's like they take like the electrons and they like crush it into dust, and I guess like the whole crushing it into dust thing produces the charge that they need, which and it doesn't leave any byproduct, which is just like, holy shit, they actually did it.
Right.
Like, wait a minute.
I've heard something about that, and I've heard that like when it comes to coal and processing coal, there are like 3 main different types. And they all vary in terms of their usage and how clean or dirty they are. And I'm not surprised. China's.
Apparently they're powering electric cars with this, where it has like a special cell that doesn't. It literally has no byproduct outside of the charge from the battery. Which,
wow. That's
insane.
insane.
Exactly. Where you're just like, what? Wait a minute, and then.
Yeah.
I
Well, they
had to hear
cracked
about
the-
this from
the-
multiple science channels where it's like, okay, this is true. Like, this
Wow.
isn't just some like conspiracy theory. I watched some boring ass science dude that was just like, yeah, they figured out clean. Yeah, I mean, it's technically, I guess you would call clean coal. I wouldn't call like. He's definitely not a Trumper, so he's just like, yeah, I wouldn't call it that. But they found out how to produce electrons from coal. It was just like,
Man, wow.
What?
Yeah. That sounds
the gel batteries.
nuts.
Yeah, gel batteries.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean,
And that's where, like, I think that also Trump is going to sign. This is where I have to agree with Sagar. He said it earlier on Breaking Points
mhm.
that he thinks that Trump is going to allow Chinese EVs to be sold here.
It's getting that bad. Like they're just going to
Mhm.
wave the bans.
The white flag.
I think that Biden signed the ban into law. Ban
Yeah, he did.
Chinese EVs. Yeah.
He did. Which
Yeah.
again, you thought would make Republicans happy because damn China.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, but they're all about
That's
whatever
how drastic it is right
Democrats
now.
do. They want to do the other side.
I mean, if it lessens our reliance on fossil fuels and shit, I welcome it. Shit,
Mm.
I mean, a byproduct of all of this chaos and just horror is that maybe people in general stop using fossil fuels as often because like there's just going to be mass shortages. Like there's no other way.
Mm.
I mean, even though it's going to get really, really, really bad the next year, unless like even if traffic in the Strait of Hormuz was to return to its normal levels before the end of February, when America started the war,
I'd say August.
it's going to take months for things
Yeah.
to actually get back to a sense of normalcy.
Now, do you guys have any faith in Gavin Newsom possibly suspending your gas tax?
No, I don't
No.
think that's going to happen.
I mean, the pressure seems to be coming from the
if
red
he had a
states. Though.
clear-
They're going to
yeah,
have
he had
to.
a-
Like, we're in an
if he
election
had
year.
If he had a clear favorite for governor, then maybe.
Mhm.
But he's made it clear that he's not going to get involved, which is probably the smart
That's
play
smart.
by him.
Right.
Dude, yeah, he could bring Steyer down just by giving him an endorsement.
No, of course, no, of course. Like, and I feel like he would endorse like Becerra or someone like. I mean,
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
Oh,
Becerra's
yeah.
so dirty though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
Villagrosa
the thing.
Villagrosa seemed a little bit respectable. I thought.
I
don't know much
mean,
about him.
yeah, I don't know much about him too, but like in terms of front runners, it's right now it's between Steyer and
Just go with
Becerra.
Steyer. Honestly, like as a guy who has JB Pritzker as his governor, like
Yeah.
I was proven wrong about him because again, I don't believe in benevolent billionaire shit. I really don't. But
Come on,
as
man.
close as you can get to it, me and my wife have a running joke where it's just like, you know what? He may be a billionaire, but he's our fucking billionaire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I mean. We don't love Steyer, but he
Yeah.
does seem like he openly, touts being a class trader. It's just like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, more people like you.
That's what I liked about that's what I liked about JB because like
Yeah.
one of the things they tried to give to us like on a ballot was that we could tax anybody that made over $480,000 a year, and I was like, oh fuck yeah, but these dumbasses. Because they put it on a bit, like literally, it was a very rudimentary sign, just bright red, no new tax.
Wow.
Because nobody did the research on it, everybody voted no. When it would have helped all of us, they just did the same thing with the Cook County moratorium on taxes, where it would have gone to all the fucking businesses, but then we vote like everybody like voted against it, and now they're just like, what the fuck, Cook County? It's like you fucking did that.
Yeah, I mean, people really just don't do their due diligence. I see a lot of Javier Becerra supporters on like my local news channels, social media accounts, and whatnot. Just like you don't know what you're supporting. Like you like PG&E, you like Chevron, you like Big Pharma, like you like corruption and shit. You like dirty politicians. You just want some more of the same bullshit.
Oh my god!
Like,
I was listening to the ContraPoints, Brianna Joy Gray.
I still need to listen to that. I heard it was a shit show. I
Brianna
heard
Joy Gray and who?
show as much as I was
ContraPoints.
agreeing with ContraPoints way more than I thought I would. I was like, oh wait a minute.
Did you
this
say
is
disagree or
backward.
agree?
I agreed. Like I was actually agreeing with Contra a lot.
So
more
what
than I
is?
thought I would.
Can you synthesize the ContraPoint's like complaint? It sounds like she's complaining.
Okay, actually, so I don't know like what the drama was that led to this. Like I feel like I was missing some context with another
either.
interview that she had with somebody else.
The Doom Scroll interview.
Was that it? Okay, so I got to watch that, and then I got to kind of go back and maybe finish the second part of this. But realistically, it did kind of seem like she was just saying, guys, like this idea that you could strong arm the Democratic Party by withholding a vote, by also saying I refuse to ever vote with you, and like going to Jill Stein kind of defeats the purpose, where it's like you don't understand, like, and this is what I took from it. I'm like, you don't have leverage if you have that attitude, because you're already telling them that you're willing to abandon them at the drop of a fucking hat, or whatever. Like,
I agree with that.
You know what I mean? Where it's just like, but you don't get leverage if you just say, well, fuck it, I'm gonna go to the Green Party. Which again, I have a special hatred for Jill Stein.
Yeah,
so it's just like.
No, and like, I mean, because I agree with it, like, if that's the sentiment, I ultimately agree with it. And
right.
There's been this thing lately where ContraPoints is being dragged for being too much of a liberal and whatnot. And like, to the extent of that, like, I just wouldn't know, because I don't follow it that closely. But
neither did I.
But that's that kind of sentiment. Like I overall agree with it, and like I already despise Brianna Joy Gray quite greatly. So I would like if it
definitely hit.
If she made ContraPoints look better in comparison.
She did.
I'm sure it wasn't.
She really
that
did.
hard to do.
Because she kept doing this hard line thing where it's just like, well, I mean,
the same shit over and over again.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just watch Brianna Joy Gray's appearance on Crystal Kyle and Friends from like a year ago or so.
I remember that.
They like brought up the thing back in like 2020 where when she was talking to Noam Chomsky, who at the time we know how dark of a side he had, unfortunately. But this whole thing was she just played in whenever she's backed into a corner logically and strategically and politically, she pulls out the identity politics card. And it's just like you're cheapening your stated political goals. Like if you're going to go that route, like you just lose credibility. Honestly, like it's okay to dislike the Democratic Party, but if that's like your entire thesis, if that's your entire political centerpiece is like, oh, I just hate Democrats, you're going to work backwards from that conclusion all the time, and you're going to twist yourself into illogical pretzels. I've had this problem with like I guess far left types for many years now.
I call them
tankies. Yeah. So like I wouldn't be surprised if the reason why ContraPoints has been dragged a whole lot lately is because of tankies and shit. Terminally on my folks, because because ContraPoints is an OG bread tuber, very very prolific.
She did actually bring up how she like got lumped in there. She's like, I was never technically an anarchist, but I didn't know.
Right, but her content was so good that it really it blossomed those movements. She was a figurehead in more like anarcho-communist circles. Like whether she intended that was her intention or not, that's ultimately what happened.
Sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
The debate was basically DNC show versus DNC hater.
I see. Well, I mean, I hate them, and to some extent, I'm a shill as well. It's just,
so one of the things in the Doom Scroll in her Doom Scroll appearance, the thing that like I understood was that she got too popular, and then she kind of lost that street cred, and that happens. Like it's everybody. I think a leftist love to kind of tear down popular figures. Hassan being the exception that proves the norm.
Well, because the thing about that is if you step out of line with people's personal politics too far.
Oh, I see it all the time.
Then that's just like you've committed.
That's why I like kind of made it a thing. Like I don't. If people like, I've made it perfectly clear. It's like I'm not going to change my stances just to try and cater.
That's what I think too. Yeah.
Like if you guys don't like something, I will hear you out and maybe like evolve my views on it. I'm not like pig-headed like that, but I'm also not like audience captured like that, where I'm not going to play the fucking game.
Yeah, me neither. That's the way we've been doing it too. It's kind of like it's kind of like a troubled artist approach to politics, where you're just like, I don't care if it's popular or not. I'm just going to say I'm honest enough. And it's almost like a little bit of an exercise in humility, because you're kind of saying, I'm not smart enough to lie to you. I'm not smart enough to bullshit you. I'm just gonna do my research, come to my conclusions, and tell you what those are.
I wouldn't say smart enough as much as lazy.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah, that's my thing
takes
too.
Work, man. Fuck.
Well, that's what.
Yeah,
but that's what. Like I say,
yeah.
I say all the time on the left, like when people try to be like, "Oh, what do you think? You're some like elitist snob or whatever." It's like, no, I think I've just thought about these issues longer than most people have.
Yeah,
that's fair.
And actually done research, and like I have an obsessive mind, so it's like the concept of unfairness really bothers me. And that's your motivation. You're like a jaded ex-girlfriend. You're gonna fucking get in the best shape of your life and show them, what's up.
Yeah,
like I'm gonna fucking get my data. I mean, I got a list.
Yeah, because
I got a list. I got a list of shit going on that I need to learn more about. I'm like, I am learning like a motherfucker these days.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing too. It's like you don't want to have like any shortcomings. You want to be like rhetorically just precise. Because you're so tired of just seeing the same arguments being trotted out over and over again. I still see. I mean, and it never changes, right? Like, I still see the same spats over shit that should have been resolved 10 fucking years ago.
Yes,
but like,
but that's the point.
Yeah,
that's the point.
In your video,
they can't win. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, your video, Dieter. One of your new videos that you put out yesterday. Black Americans from the '60s warning us about the Democratic Party. A lot of the issues brought up by MLK Jr. and Malcolm X is a lot of shit that we see today between Democratic elites and actual progressives who have issues with the way the party has been led for fucking decades at this point. It's the same shit.
Yeah. The purpose of that video was to kind of give credit to X and MLK for calling it like it was. They saw it coming way before anyone else did. And then the other video. Okay, go ahead.
No, it was. I mean, that was the key distinction that I found that was most compelling, for lack of a better word, that you brought up is how Malcolm X was referring to the white liberal, whereas MLK Jr. was referring to the white moderate, and how you pointed out. Notice that they didn't say progressive. They didn't say leftist. It was the actual. That was the distinction at the time. It was to be wary of the white moderate, the white liberal, because they. You explain it better than I can.
Well, liberalism. The thing about it is that liberalism has taken credit for a lot of shit progressivism actually started.
Exactly.
Like the women's vote, some obvious things like the women's vote, the minority vote,
100%.
All of FDR's core policies. Those were progressive ideas. Those weren't just liberal ideas.
Yeah, like I've actually gotten back and forth. I've been spatting with this kid. He's like 18, 19 years old, and he's one of these centrist Democrat like politic nerds, but he's like very, very, very hardcore pro-Israel. So we go back and forth all the time, and he's like he tried
Withers, but just Zionist.
Oh my, right, it's crazy. He's brought up how because we go back and forth about liberalism versus leftism, and he's like, well, liberalism was what gave us civil rights and this and that.
No.
Like, it's like no, like it was only politically advantageous for them because leftists fought for it. Like, and then it had to be adopted by the political machine at the time in order to gain favor with the voting public and whatnot. And it's like I get he's a kid. Like he just hasn't had enough time to think about these things and see them and learn from history and shit. But it's that kind of shit. It's real. Like it's all like what people say about the Israel genocide right now. One day everybody will have been against this. Because history always a leftist bend to it.
I don't know, man. If you took a poll right now and say who do you wish had won the Civil War, I bet you'd get at least 20%, if not 25% of America saying the South.
I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
wouldn't
sounds
surprise
about
me.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, 1/3 is MAGA. That's the biggest part of that's the hardest part about coming to terms with MAGA, is coming to terms with how fucking big it is.
I forget who said it recently, but I'm sure it's been said multiple times before by other people as well. But we really did not punish the South enough after the Civil War, and I totally stand by that. I totally agree with that.
All right, so let's shift gears a little bit. This is polling data from relevant to the Los Angeles mayoral race. So we got our good friend Karen Bass, yay, as the status quo progressive, who has been nothing short of a huge disappointment.
Of course,
but they don't move fast. Once they get into a position of power, they like staying there. So as of mid-March, Bass was up 8 on this guy, Raman. I don't even know who Nithya Raman is. And
I think he's Pratt, the progressive guy. Or actually, lady. She's, she's the more progressive candidate.
Okay, good. Well, that's too bad that she's not doing better. Yeah, Nithya Raman. Oh, yeah, I've seen her. Yeah, she's cool. Why don't people into her? Anyway, let's get back into this data real quick. So, late March, Bass was up super comfortably, 14 points on Spencer Pratt. For those of you who don't know who Spencer Pratt is, one of the most legendary douchebags in the history of America. Then 6 weeks later,
from the hills.
From the hills. A month later, May 1st through 4th, they do another poll. And Pratt was within 1 point. Pratt was 1 point, and there was 46% didn't know. That's what's scary about this race if you're Bass, is that you've got 46% down here that say they don't know.
That's crazy.
Yep.
And isn't the election?
Hold on, let me finish real quick.
Sure.
Then then that same time period, there's another poll from Abundance Network that has Bass up 4 on Pratt, but still 29% don't know. So it's weird. It's weird how
there's no consolidation.
And Joe Rogan is the one, he actually gave Pratt his endorsement.
That's
of course, because he said that bullshit about the DSA and how they co-govern or whatever.
Yep.
Which is a complete lie.
Joe Rogan's a fucking dumb fuck. I can't stand his ass. He's so washed.
But Spencer Pratt could become the next mayor of LA. If Karen Bass had gotten out of the way, this Nithya Raman could have been a shoo-in. I would have been great.
I'd imagine there's term limits for LA mayor, isn't there?
Yeah, the thing is, Bass isn't I don't know. So
because she's been there for a while,
Bass, and I don't think that she's necessarily been that bad as far as
she botched the fires. She botched the fires really badly.
She botched the fires, but honestly, she's not your other mayor that did the fucking dude. I watched the show The Shield, and the fact that you guys had a mayor that was the real life dude from The Shield, I was like, what the fuck? This guy was co-sponsoring police brutality.
God.
I don't know. That was a whole different level where I was like, this guy's corrupt as shit.
No, right? Yeah.
And that's where
you can definitely do better. You can definitely do worse, and that's just
she's no Lori Lightfoot,
right?
we actually had the worst of the worst when it comes to a progressive quote unquote mayor with Lori Lightfoot, who dude,
I remember her.
She set us back 10 years.
No, right? Yeah,
we thought Rahm Emanuel was messed up. Nah, dude.
Fuck. Right, yeah,
that was really bad, and then that also moved some people that I know from the left that they were like, I don't know, man.
No, right.
If it's anything like this,
I remember her. I remember the scandals. I remember the viral moments. That definitely wasn't.
God, she was dumb.
Worthy.
Her Halloween party. Oh my god.
God.
There's so much of that where I was just like, oh, that was our mayor.
She was scary looking. She
Yuck.
could have been a Halloween prop.
Well, again, to make Rahm Emanuel look good,
That's
That-
how.
It's hard to do.
that's my point. Like,
Yeah,
dude,
he's a bad guy. He's a really bad guy.
he's a
That whole family.
certifiable piece of shit.
No, yeah.
That that family, you know who his brother is Ari Emanuel.
Yeah,
one of
Ari
the most
Emanuel,
powerful
Uber.
agents. And,
Yeah.
one of the most Endeavor agency in
No, that's what I meant.
Hollywood.
Yeah, but he was one of like the main backers of Uber. I remember
maybe,
like
I don't
him
know.
being
But
part
that's
of
not
that.
his biggest accomplishment. His biggest accomplishment is merging with William Morris to create the most powerful agency in the world, William Morris Endeavor. Although there is an argument that CAA is more powerful. It's definitely less Zionist. If you're an anti-Zionist, there really aren't too many places in Hollywood to go get yourself rep from.
Really?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, if you're an anti-Zionist, a loud and proud anti-Zionist, then you're gonna
Oh,
have
yeah.
some problems working with a lot of
Yeah,
like.
Dieter,
we're
I
gonna
think I
have
told
problems
you
working
the
with
story.
CBS.
About
Yeah.
how I was
Yeah.
told I was unmanageable. So
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Imagine
by an
that.
entertainment attorney that was looking to possibly start his own thing, like his own agency here in
Yeah.
Chicago, and he told me, he's like, yeah, that's your problem, man. You're unmanageable. Like, you're gonna say some shit that's going to probably get you, either canceled or you're too political. Like, you don't know how to stay in your lane. I'm like, I don't have a lane.
Yeah, no,
What are you
and
talking about?
that's like kind of one of the more tragic things. That's why you don't see more progressives, like actual outspoken folks in Hollywood and whatnot. Because if they or like even in like mainstream media, if it is clear that your agent or whatever your agency can't have a clear grasp on you, some modicum of control over you, it's just not going to work, especially if you're outspoken on the crimes of Israel.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just one example, but still, like that Spitfire energy, it's only good if it's pointless, if it's dumb, if it serves nothing. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, and I kind of see that with even my place in politics sometimes, where it's like I don't kind of fit that mold sometimes. Where, and I'm all right with that.
Yeah,
I'm more than proud of it. Where I'm just like, fuck it. Listen.
Yeah.
Now, if I lost some opportunities because of it, like it's pretty well known. Like I shot down a certain project with leftist creators. I'm not going to say. My audience knows, and you guys can probably guess who, but yeah, it was because of the Taylor Lorenz piece, and kind of looking deeper into it, I was like, all right, this is a little shady. Like, there's definitely some shenanigans there, but then the more that I've looked into it post that whole situation, I was just like, oh man, I may have fucked up.
Yeah.
To be honest.
What was Taylor Lorenz piece? I know who you're talking about, but like,
you ever been part of a chorus?
Oh yeah, okay, I know exactly what you're talking about. Okay, all right, yeah. Yeah, we've talked about chorus before on the show, and totally shady, and I mean, it totally makes sense why people like Brian Tyler Cohen and David Pakman get invites onto
I'm so
media,
fucking sick of them.
and
I'm so fucking sick of those guys.
Like they're in the good graces of the DNC. David Pakman gets to meet,
Pakman.
Yeah, but so outside of Pakman, like BTC, I get annoyed by him too. But the thing is, he speaks to like
for what they're doing,
mom's cohort. You know what I mean?
Exactly. They are good at speaking to liberals.
Yeah,
they're good at speaking to more moderate Democrats.
They want to hear. Well, their message is that they want to hear that the people in power know what they're doing, and we're here to tell them that they don't.
Yeah, there's that.
They recognize it too late all the fucking time.
No, we need huge overturn in personnel. Mm-hmm. Like you can get the boomers there logically if they're not conservative, where you say all organizations come down to people at the end of the day. Everybody will agree with that. Okay. So the most consistent people that have been running the Democratic Party need to be replaced. And now it's like, okay, who do we replace them with? Younger, more progressive people. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Like, and what you're finding is now a lot of boomers are like, yeah, we blew it. We blew it. They're like, I voted the way I voted. I didn't run. I wasn't involved in public service, but I can't deny that we've been in power on the right since 1980 and on the left since 1992.
Yeah.
And so it's good to hear that. And it's like, okay, great. So we're going to jack up your inheritance taxes now.
Yeah, I don't know. The one thing about Chorus that kind of got me was they're a little NDA heavy.
That's the thing.
Yeah,
kinda
because
got
it's
us,
sketchy,
too.
dude. It's not,
Of course.
that money is, there's no way that's clean money. There, you don't
No.
know. If you don't know where the money's coming from, man, and you can afford not to take it, don't take it.
Best to steer clear. Yeah.
Well, I'll be honest, I couldn't. This was
Yeah.
one of those ones where it's
I
like,
get
I
it's
really hope
tempting.
my principals can fucking pay these bills because
No, exactly.
oh fuck.
No, yeah. And like it's I've thought about it too. You know, like I could like, wow, what if I was a sellout? Can you imagine? I totally get it. Yeah.
I wouldn't be above like, promoting products that or services that I've actually used.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, I did that with Schmau and Schmooze.
Yeah.
As
long as I've actually used it or like understand the product or service, then I'm fine with endorsing it. You don't need to be like a purity like Kulinski and the Vanguard guys. Like those guys, those guys have literally never talked to an advertiser.
Yeah, I mean, I can't claim that from day because it was pretty much within like my first few months I put it out there. And they actually said yes, and I was like, oh shit. I was expecting that. It didn't amount to much, I'll just say that much. But
yes, Pinker Bell, I couldn't agree more. Yeah,
it's negative Riz.
It speaks to people like they are children.
Is he gay? He's not gay though. He's just
I don't think so.
Really, he's just a complete pussy.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I've actually like from firsthand experience. I actually called into his show back in 2019, I believe, and like I just felt like I was being talked down to rather than leveled with, and it was because I was probably like I was approaching things from a bit too much of a left position, I guess. I've just never really got good vibes from him. He was good. Like when I was first getting into like actually becoming a progressive, I did watch him a lot, as well as Jimmy Dore or TYT or Rebel HQ and whatnot. And then of course, like I just moved even further.
Graduated, right?
Yes, exactly. But
well, it was just so superficial. It was always just like conservatism sucks. What are we gonna replace it with?
No,
that's always everyone's.
Exactly it.
That's like when
it's
we were
junk food.
The feedback that we were getting when we were doing the California governor's debate live a week ago was that all Democrats do is talk about how much Trump sucks. And that's not like entirely valid, but it is partially valid, where a lot of Democratic Party politicians think that if they just keep the eye on Trump, nobody will notice that they take money from.
Bingo.
Whether it be AIPAC or defense contractors or
pharma,
all sorts of sketchy sources of information of financing.
Yeah.
But
I couldn't agree more. And the thing with that is, if it really is a sort of like smoke and mirrors kind of thing, or no, bread and circus more accurately, because people like Pac-Man and Brian Tyler Cohen, maybe even Midas Touch to a certain extent. It's really just telling their audience what they want to hear. And like just Trump bad. Oh, we got Trump down this now, or this person associated with Trump totally owned, or this person gets embarrassed. This Republican gets his ass handed to him. Like, it's all these feel good dopamine rushes that confirm the biases of their audience rather than actually offering substance, actual dialogue, actual conversation.
Run into that a lot on YouTube.
No shit.
Yeah, but I think the shit is that shit pays. It generates feelings because it's addicting. You want to see your enemies get owned. You want to see the people that you don't like get owned. Shit. It really is junk food for political norms.
Yeah. Well, you could argue the same thing with like the TikTok algo and all, like the Instagram algo. Yeah. Like I was just telling my audience how I can't stand these videos where it's just like they'll play the video and it's just like somebody in the corner, with their shitty fucking like outline where they're just like,
I
Oh yeah,
that shit,
reacting.
dude. Right, or just sitting there and not
Yep.
actually giving an input. You know,
Infuriating.
it's like,
It's just
yeah,
like-
it really is like, I mean, it speaks to a broader culture, honestly.
Mhm.
The ever shortening attention span of us in general, of humans in
Yeah.
general, and the younger audience, the younger crowds, it's especially bad. Because everybody,
But you got to, but you can realize that that's an actually an opportunity if you know how to adapt to the shorter
Yeah.
attention spans.
yes,
You can actually get through them
Well,
quicker. For example, I simplify things down where the truth, the analytical truth is that over time conservatism will devolve into fascism.
mhm.
Just shorten that into conservatism is fascism.
Yeah.
And then fascism is evil. Nothing wrong with hating evil. Ergo, there's nothing wrong with hating conservatism. So, like, you can do that's actually part of the things that I do in the essays, and I cut the shorts up is to come up with little quips that like people can take with them into into their daily lives, particularly talking about conservatism. Like for one is the three false gods of conservative citizenry, which is the Constitution / the framers, the unregulated free market, and then the uniform, cops, soldiers, those kinds of figures. Those are the false gods. Those are the false gods that they worship, just pointing out further their hypocrisy. Because if you've watched my recent videos, you know that the three cardinal sins of American party politics are hypocrisy, narcissism, and ignorance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you could argue that for any capitalist, system that also.
Well, they're both capitalist. Both the parties are capitalist parties.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And your videos, your two news videos were very excellent. I especially like because we talked about it for the longest time. Like you were hyping up how do a video takedown on Bill Clinton, and it was more than that. But just to have it all the points, just all organized succinctly into one effective video. It was so good. I shared it with my dad.
Good. That's what I want.
It was it was that good. Like you basically nailed all the points, and it makes you really. If I were if I were a hardcore Democrat, like I wouldn't be able to look at that video and not walk away from it realizing, oh wow, Bill Clinton was actually really awful. Is this how the
Yes.
Democrats have been for like the past 3 decades? I mean
Yes.
that's exactly like that should be
See,
shared.
like the tougher nut to crack in the essay that I'm working on is Obama, because he's still so beloved by so many people, and it's just because they haven't done their goddamn homework on him. He just did a thing with Mamdani. He just did a thing with Tallarico. Like, he's still around, dude. And one of the bigger things that I'm struggling with is like my whole thesis on Obama's ethos, his ethical problem, his internal credibility, was that he was more preoccupied with being liked,
Yes,
as opposed to being respected.
yes.
So that's kind of my thesis.
I would argue that's still his that's still his modus operandi. He cares too much about his own legacy. He cares about like maintaining his legacy because he is still like one of the most, if not the most popular Democratic figure, if not the most political figure in the country. I believe. Yeah,
he is the most popular.
No, he is.
But he just manages.
I mean, it's superficial though. The thing is, we overthink this sometimes. It's literally as simple as like, economy good, got us out of fucking bad times.
Yeah.
Look, surprise, black president did good. It's literally that fucking superficial bullshit.
No, right, yeah, and he actually did an appearance on it was Stephen Colbert, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It might have been his show or something, but like he said one of those things that like has been said before, but by Nancy Pelosi, and I remember when she said it, it pissed me the fuck off too. He
the Republican Party thing.
Yeah, he urged the need, like his desire. Like if I could change something right now, it would be
have a strong Republican Party or whatever.
Basically, that was just the
Yeah.
general gist of it. Like,
But talking about superficial, he doesn't go into the details and be like, as long as they became pro-choice,
like what?
like, as long as they actually treated immigrants with respect and dignity. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? If the Democratic Party of today were the Republican Party, and then the Democratic Party today were run by like AOC and Bernie, then things would be maybe functional.
I just want to know, like,
about like how. Oh, sorry.
No, I just want to know what he thinks is redeemable about the Republican Party, especially now. I mean, he thinks that this party is salvageable, and like, what gets me is that
I don't think he's talking about MAGA. I think he's talking about the Joe Walshes of
Yes.
Well, even though like he didn't get any respect from them during his entire tenure as president, so like where in the fuck is he getting this idea that they need to be saved
to work with than the extreme left? That's how it is.
That's exactly it. Yeah. Yeah, he would rather them still have power and influence than the entire political debate be between liberals and leftists, and that's kind of like the gist of American politics right now, because like fucking MAGA is dying. No one's watching conservative media anymore. Right now, it's all about it. It's just like a panic between party insiders of the Democratic Party, because Hassan Piker is making huge waves.
Yes,
and the entire the whole conversation is being wrapped around moderate Democrats like neoliberals and shit, and progressive leftists who actually want to implement change. And
the problem that I'm starting to see is that you already have people that are like willing to write off. Like I've gotten sick of the "I've had it" ladies, but I'm not going to write them off.
No, yeah, I agree.
They're useful for the coalition at this point. So it's like, instead of just shitting on them blanketly, I can't just be like, all right, pumps. You know what I saw? I saw that Kankles McTaco Tits had he's still swelling up, and you know what? Any day now. But then they got Midas Touch literally doing the same exact shit. Where it's just like,
right.
Did you see that Kankles McTaco Tits is about to keel over? Dude, seriously, every fucking day. Or what's their thing? It's just like Donald Trump is panicking as it's always the like same shit.
Yes, that's exactly what I was just saying about like people like Brian Tyler Cohen or David Pakman. It's just like the walls are closing in. Yeah, the walls have been closing in like every single day. You put like, come on, like
but the problem is, you got to look at the numbers and then also go like, God damn it.
No.
Exactly. Every once in a while, I do have that moment where I'm like, all right, I can criticize this all I want, but like I said, the record thing, like they put the record bar with the little battery, like a camcorder, and all of a sudden, fucking numbers.
It must be so easy. And you know what? Fuck it. I'll give it a shot. I'll start a new channel. I'll just be like, so this just in, Trump is done. Here's blah blah blah, and I can make anything sound a bit like mix around words.
No, but
all
you're
day,
not. You don't represent an undiscovered demographic. The reason why, yeah, well, the reason. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that, because the reason why the "I've had it" women are so popular is because the suburban wine moms are finally waking up. And realizing what this goddamn party has been since guys like Rahm Emanuel are running it in the Obama White House. Sure. And if they watch me, then they're going to go even further back.
Well, that's the thing. That it just comes back to the old. It comes back to the question of which direction are we going to end up going? Like, we already know we need fighters, and the Republican Party is beyond salvageable.
Yeah, but what does fighting mean? What does that mean? What does fighting actually mean? Mm-hmm. That's the question that we always ask on here. Is like, what does fighting mean on a citizen to citizen level, on a public servant to public servant level?
Yes.
What are these dynamics actually looking like?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so to me, like, I could use Kat as my example here, where fighting is trying to get like this elected, but also trying to kind of pivot him left while using like our progressive base, because he's already technically a progressive. If we can get him to commit to sanctions, boom.
Yeah.
Like, and we need it on camera. Like, hey man, just do it. You know, this is popular. we get it. You're Jewish and you don't want to do the thing where you're like, whoa, I'm not a self-hating Jew, blah, blah, blah. Like, we get it, man.
I'm so thinking that. So the guy I was talking about earlier, the young neoliberal kid who's a blue MAGA type, was talking about how leftists are sounding like too much like MAGA. They're using the same talking points, like against Gavin Newsom when it comes to blah blah blah, overspending in the highest speed rail, or how he treats homeless people and blah blah blah. It's like, wow, the horseshoe theory is real. I'm like for one, Gavin Newsom isn't actually on the left,
but that's how it's sold, though. Unfortunately, people like my mom thought that Gavin Newsom was like a progressive.
Right? Yeah.
Well, that's what Tom Steyer said. Tom Steyer said, like, what
so
they asked him at the end of the governor's debate a week ago. They asked, give me one word to describe Gavin Newsom's 8 years as governor, and Tom Steyer said progressive, and I was like,
right.
It's the only thing he did all night that I didn't really like.
God, and I asked this kid, like, what is it about like Gavin Newsom? He's not on the left. Like, what is he actually?
It's that he looks like a president. My mom said this.
Right.
God rest her soul, man. But when Kamala got on the ticket, my mom called me, right? And she was just like, I thought for sure it was going to be Gavin Newsom. I was like, why?
Why?
I'm like, Mom. And she even said, she's like, he just looks so presidential.
It's so shallow. It's so surface level.
Yeah, it's a casting decision. To a lot of people, it's a casting decision.
Too many medium voters who literally think that like that, and it makes me want to die.
Yeah, no, it
but
sucks.
like I asked this kid, and like, what is it about Gavin Newsom? He said, well, he's the only one fighting back. I'm like, what by like paying one of his staffers to tweet? Yeah, like paying his staffers to tweet. And I mean, and then he says like, it's better than what Congress is doing currently. And I'm like, it's still nothing. Like, come on. Yeah. Like, it's just
it's literally the vibes based thing, and on top of it, it's like he's owed it because this is his turn. It's the Hillary shit.
No, yeah,
yes.
Everybody did that shit with Hillary, where it's like, yeah, maybe she deserves it because she's owed it. But then they like Hillary lost, and I'm gonna hold to this till the day I die. Hillary lost because of my cohort going, no, you guys are not doing this oligarchical shit or the fucking not oligarchy, the fucking monarchy bullshit where it's just like, no, Bush, Bush, Clinton, fuck you.
No,
no, that's not how we play this game.
Right. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I actually caught a video the other day.
Dynasty, thank you.
By a channel called Stickman Talks. And he because this is something I've actually wanted to do for a minute now, but of course we're still a far ways away, and we still need to go through the midterms. But he made a video about a week ago, tier listing the potential 2028 Democratic candidates, and it was actually a really, really interesting video. I don't know if you guys are interested in reacting to it or not, because it does give us a lot of people to talk about, the people that he did include in the video. But I found it really interesting. We can probably hold off for another time. It's entirely up to you guys.
I'm fine. I mean, it's up to you guys. Like I'm done with my show, so as long as you guys go, I'll stick around.
What do you think, Dieter?
Yeah, I'm down. Hold on, let me get it set up.
Sure. Hey, this is it. Yeah.
Democratic candidates for president. I'm sure nobody will get upset with me today. If you've been hanging around this channel for a while, you may remember that over a year ago, I did a tier list ranking potential 2028 Democratic nominees for president, and it was pretty controversial to say the least. Some loved it, some hated it, so that's exactly why we're going to do it again today. In last year's video, we ranked 20 different potential Democratic nominees for president. Today, we'll be ranking a few less than that, as some names I talked about last year are confirmed to be not running. Before we get into it though, let me set a few ground rules. Number one, the placement of these potential candidates is not based on my personal political preferences. Let me be very clear on that. Winning the higher, don't see it yet. Number three, I'm literally a stick man talking about politics. If you can't tell, I don't take myself super seriously. 18 candidates we're ranking today. But before we get into that, I want to talk about today's sponsor, Surfshark. Look, if you're watching this video,
oh my god,
pretty stacked resume overall. He was Obama's chief of staff.
All right, Rahm Emanuel, this is the guy I want to hear about.
And on paper, this guy honestly has a pretty stacked resume overall. He was Obama's chief of staff. He was mayor of Chicago for 8 years. He served in Congress, and most recently, he was the U.S. ambassador to Japan. His main problem is that he's absolutely toxic to a huge portion of the Democratic base. His time as Chicago's mayor was defined by the Laquan McDonald shooting scandal, where a black teenager was shot 16 times by by police, and Emmanuel's administration was accused of
He
covering it
hid
up. Pivot
that
destroyed his
shit for
reputational role,
years.
And when Biden nominated him as the
That's
ambassador
right.
in 2021, AOC and other Democrats actively tried to block his confirmation. Since coming back from Japan, he's been visiting states like New Hampshire and saying he's thinking about running, but he's polling at 0 to 1% and is called the current Democratic Party, quote, weak and woke, which doesn't seem like a great way to win over a voter base. He has no realistic
course
path to a
not.
nomination, and his candidacy would just become a distraction. Next up in the D tier is Chris Murphy, the senator from Connecticut. Murphy has spent years advocating for gun control, especially after the Same Drug shooting in 2012, and he's definitely carved out a lane for himself on that issue. The problem is, though, that's pretty much where his national profile begins and ends. He has pretty much zero polling presence when it comes to 2028. No executive
nobody knows
experience
who he is.
whatsoever, and his regional appeal in the Northeast just doesn't translate to the swing states where Democrats need to win. He'd be the definition of an average candidate in a year where Democrats absolutely
Closed
cannot afford to
caption
be average.
work on
Moving though, to
1.5.
O'Connor. This one might be a bit controversial,
I'm not
but
sure
let
if
me
it
explain.
does.
O'Connor is a progressive congressman from California who's been pretty active on social media and has made some noise in
There we
progressive
go.
circles. He's only
Keep
48
that.
years old, which is pretty remarkable for standards, and he's been trying to build a national profile. For example, he's been very active with Republican Congressman Tom
O'Connor.
Clancy in getting the Epstein files to be released. The issue is that in polling from October 2025, 63 to 65% of Democratic primary voters said they don't know enough about him to even have an opinion on him. While that number is fairly old, there's nothing to indicate that it's changed much since then. He's made visits to New Hampshire and he's doing the things you're supposed to do, but
Even
he's
with
just not
the
breaking
Epstein
through.
stuff,
Even
I
if he
don't
did, though,
think.
his progressive California label is a double negative when it comes to winning swing states in a general election. That might be tough to overcome. Finally, to round out the D tier, we have John Fetterman. Fetterman is an
Gross.
What?
Cross party lines to confirm some of Trump's
Fuck
Yeah.
basically
Hell.
positioned himself as one of the most
Yeah.
moderate Democrats in the Senate. That pivot has made him
That's
extremely
embarrassing.
progressive.
He's not a
Progressive
Democrat, he's a
vote
Republican.
He's not even moderate.
Health concerns from a stroke. You've got a candidate who would struggle when he
Moderate.
passed Iowa. He said he's, quote, leaving all doors open for 2028, but I just don't see a path forward for him. So there you
Is
have
this
it. That's
a
the
Micro
D tier.
Machine
These four candidates
commercial?
who, for very different reasons, just don't have what it takes to compete in 2028. With that out of the way, let's now move up to the C tier, where things are going to get a lot more interesting. The C tier of Democratic candidates.
Oh,
We'll now
Tim
be moving on
Walz.
to the C tier, which contains 7 of the 18 candidates we'll be ranking today. Now, to be clear, C tier doesn't necessarily mean these are bad candidates. What it actually means is that
Jesse
these people have a
Ventura.
significant obstacle preventing them from being top vacant, that they're established names who just aren't gaining any traction. Now, with that, let's break it down. We'll start with the rising stars, beginning with Ruben Gallego, the senator from Arizona. Gallego just got
What?
elected to the Senate in 2024 after defeating Kari Lake in a pretty tight race. So he's got that swing state experience going for him, and he's also a Marine veteran, which does appeal to certain voter blocks. The issue for him, though, is name
Swing
recognition.
state
68%
experience
of Democratic
doesn't matter.
primary voters don't know him, according to polling from late 2025, and he's polling at around 1% nationally. He's not up for re-election until 2030, so he doesn't have a midterm race coming up that could give him a momentum boost or put him back in the national spotlight. He's a solid senator with good credentials, but he's just not gaining traction fast enough to be competitive in what's shaping up to be a crowded 2028 primary. Next up is Georgia Senator John Ossoff. Ossoff is actually pretty impressive when you look at his record.
kinda
He
like
won a
him.
Georgia Senate seat in the
I kinda
2021
do
runoff,
too.
flipping it from red to blue. A win in a swing state is nothing to sneeze at, and he's also young at just 38 years old. To be completely honest, I bounced back and forth between having him in C tier and B tier. The reason I have him in C tier instead of higher, though, is twofold. First, he's barely registering in national polling right now, sitting
Yeah.
around a mere 1%. Second, and this is important, he's up for re-election in Georgia in 2026. If he wins that race, he'll suddenly have 2 consecutive Georgia Senate wins
Obama
under his
did
belt,
the
and that
same
falls
thing,
into
though.
serious contention. But right now, before that
That's
November
right.
2026
Obama
happens, he's
had,
still
like,
building his national
similar
profile, and really
things
needs that
where
win
he
to
was,
break
like,
through.
only
He's also
popular
considering
here.
whether he'd even run in
Right.
2028 if he
We'll
wins
have
that
to
seat
see how
in November,
that
'cause that would be a pretty
plays
valuable
out,
seat
yeah.
for Democrats to potentially give up. Moving on, though, to New Jersey Senator Cory Booker.
Oh.
No, which separates him
God.
from Gallego and
Way
Ossoff
too
right
high.
off the bat.
Put him
He
in
ran
F
for president
tier.
back in 2020, but dropped out before voting even started
Yeah.
because he just couldn't stand out in what was a very crowded
sucks.
field. Fast
Yeah.
forward to April 2025 when Booker made headlines by breaking the record for the longest Senate floor
Best we
speech in
got.
history. That got him to
No,
the
if you're
fence,
gonna
and
go
people
with a
started
black
talking about him
dude,
as
it's
a
gotta be
2028
Wes
contender again.
Moore.
However, we're now a year removed from that. He's still polling.
Funny
at
enough,
63%,
Wes Moore's
which
not
tells you
even
that
mentioned in
momentum
this
has
video.
been quickly.
Spoiler
He's up for
alert.
re-election in
What?
New Jersey in
Yeah,
2026,
no.
but that's a pretty safe blue state, so winning there isn't going to move the needle much. Booker's a great speaker, and he's well liked among people who know him, but he's already proven once that he struggles to stand out in the primary, and there's no evidence.
I don't think
that
Wes Moore's
2028
even
will be
had, like,
different. Continuing
presidential
on, next up,
ambitions,
we've got
if I'm
Raphael
not
Warnock, the other
mistaken.
senator from Georgia. Warnock has won 2 Georgia Senate races, first in a 2021 runoff, and then
I
a
like
70 seat in
Warnock.
2022 against Herschel
He's
Walker.
okay.
And
I don't think he has
Radical
presidential
leftist
aspirations.
Raphael
though.
Warnock.
Voting bloc. So why is he in C tier? Well, just
Yeah.
like these other guys I've talked about so far, he's barely registering in national polling, and unlike Ossoff, he doesn't have a 2026 race coming up to give him a momentum boost. He just won in 2022, so his next race isn't until 2028, which means he's kind of in this holding pattern where he's got a lot of the right credentials, but still needs more time to build his
No,
national
he
profile.
should
At this point in
not
time, he's just
run
not
for
breaking through in a way
president.
that would make him competitive.
No.
Just like
Wait
Ossoff,
longer,
He's a
yeah.
minister,
whether his
isn't he?
Senate would be worth giving up to
Something
him
like
right
that.
now. Let's keep
Yeah, I
moving
think
along
so.
to former NASA astronaut and current
Yeah,
Arizona
he's a
Senator Mark
minister.
Kelly.
We don't
He's won
need
2 Senate races in
ministers
Arizona,
as
where he's a key
presidents.
swing state. He was reportedly in the
Mark
running to be Kamala
Kelly.
Harris's vice presidential pick before she went with Tim
Yeah.
Walz, so he was at least being considered at that level. He's run as a moderate in both of his campaigns, and if Democrats want to take a more centrist approach in 2028, Kelly could be a path to doing that. However, he's polling around
Yeah.
5 to 6% nationally, and that number
No.
has been completely flat for
No
months now.
thanks.
There's no upward trajectory.
Buttigieg, ew.
He's not up for re-election until 2028, so he doesn't have a midterm
Fortunately,
catalyst to
this
remind
is
people
what
why
we
he's a
got.
strong candidate.
Yeah,
We're gonna end up with Buttigieg, aren't we?
Overall,
He's
the block
crazy
build-
popular for some
To
reason.
wrap up this section, we're going to get into what may seem like 2 controversial placements to some.
I don't
of you.
think
Let's
so.
start with Tim Walz. Walz was Kamala Harris's running mate in 2024, so unlike everyone else we talked about, so
When
far,
was
most
this
people actually
made?
know who he is.
About
Maybe because
2
he's
weeks
a huge
ago?
advantage with more casual voters.
Really?
The biggest issue, though, is
Yeah.
that Walz is damaged goods right now.
Tim
In January
Walz is
2026,
still
just a
in
few
the,
months
like-
ago, Walz dropped out of his re-election campaign for Minnesota governor amid a
Hmm.
massive fraud scandal involving state welfare programs. The Trump administration froze federal child care payments to Minnesota, and Walz faced intense pressure from fellow Democrats to step aside. He announced he wouldn't seek a 3rd term, and he'll be out of office in January.
Yeah,
2027.
I think
Walz explicitly ruled
His
running for president
political
in 2028.
career
No,
is
not entirely. He's given some conflicting
on the
signals
way
over last
out.
year, sometimes saying he's not interested, and other times leaving the door open. The reality, though, is that a sitting governor being forced to drop his re-election bid due to a fraud scandal is not exactly the launching pad you want for a presidential campaign.
shit.
He's tied to a
No.
losing their options. By June 2025,
Right, yeah.
Kamala
finally
Harris.
to round out the C tier, we've got Kamala Harris. This is largely
It's
because
a
her
C
trajectory
tier?
is pointed in the wrong
Yeah.
direction.
She's in
She does not
B and
represent
A.
what Democrats need in 2028 at all. Let's look at the numbers. Right after the
We'll
2020
see.
election in
Buttigieg and
November,
Newsom.
Harris was polling at around 37 to 43% in national Democratic primary polls. That made sense because she had just run for president. Everyone knew who she was, and a lot of Democrats felt she ran ran a decent campaign given the circumstances. But then her numbers started to fall as people began considering other options. By June 2025, one Emerson poll had her at just 13%. By August, a race to the White House polling average had her at around 21%. Now in April 2026, she stabilized at around 24 to 27%, but that seems to be based almost entirely on name recognition. She's leading in national polls because people know who she is.
Honestly, it's not that bad with the closed caption.
She absolutely does have ambitions. Like she's not a secret at all. She definitely wants to run
in the 2020 primary, and she didn't win a single delegate
because she got close.
In 2024, she was essentially handed the nomination when Biden stepped
aside. She's still running.
I think she beat. Here's the thing about Kamala. I think she actually did have the fundamental talent to be a political athlete. Yeah.
He's got hella. Oh, what the fuck? What is fucking going on here? Finally, what the fuck? What is happening? What the fuck? No idea what happened there.
So she'll have time to focus on the presidential run. But right now, she's polling at only 2 to 3%.
Okay, Whitmer would be better than Pritzker because Pritzker's not term limited yet.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, again, if that could kill his term for his third term for governor here. Like that would fuck us.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly necessarily his time yet.
Run. I don't think he's going to run.
I hope he doesn't.
He might not even care about becoming.
No, I hope not. I mean, I know that he's focused on winning the governor's race against Darren Bailey right now.
Yeah, that's probably like his main focus right now.
Bailey is he's a bag of tools, man.
Is it, so it was it was Kamala Harris and then Pritzker and then Whitmer.
Well, Kamala is still in.
Well, on the video,
Kamala.
Come on.
Sorry.
Yeah. So
he's in chat. I'm nervous.
It was in B level. In B level so far, it's been Pritzker
and Whitmer.
And Whitmer. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pitches that he's won 3 consecutive.
Now we're doing Andy Bashir.
Oh, Bashir? Really? Bashir over
Kentucky, man.
He's been in the conversation for a minute. Yeah.
Good Kentuckians make for great political athletes. Strong breed, Kentucky.
Which is giving him a national platform to travel around the country and build relationships with party operatives. The problem right now, and what's preventing him from
particularly the WASPs from Kentucky.
70% of Democratic primary voters don't know who he is, which is the same problem the C-tier rising stars have. He's currently polling at 3 to 4% nationally. It's the out of office in January 2027. Bashir is a really strong candidate on paper, but he's somehow starting from almost zero in terms of national awareness, and he's running out of time to build that up before 2028. If he's able to build up his national recognition, though, he'll be an extremely strong candidate. We've got 2 names to cover.
I don't know if he will.
Josh Shapiro, the current governor of Pennsylvania.
I mean, you've got Kentucky. Yeah, Shapiro.
Yeah,
but it's like you've got. It's just like I can't imagine going from being the governor of Kentucky to the governor of or the president of the United States. Like it just seems like a big jump.
Yeah, I need a lot more time to pass. Maybe sometime down the line, but I think it's too soon for him. As for
be good like a Secretary of Commerce or something like that.
Right.
Shapiro. Shapiro seems like is a horrible choice.
Absolutely horrible choice. Yeah.
Horrible choice. Very Zionist.
I don't see
Shapiro is
him
probably the most interesting
making it.
candidate in B tier.
He does an Obama impression. I don't think America's allow that.
Side, he's the governor of Pennsylvania, which is probably the most important swing state.
Yeah,
in the country.
his
He won
speaking
2022
style is
race by
really
double
weird.
digits, and he's got a 60% approval rating in the state. He was reportedly the front runner to be Kamala Harris.
Yeah, but 60% in Pennsylvania is not.
On paper, he checks a lot of boxes. But here's where it gets complicated. In 2023, one of
Not
Shapiro's
nothing.
top aides was accused of sexual harassment by a female
Well,
employee.
that's
Shapiro's
not
office
nothing
ended up
either.
getting a
Yep, exactly.
And both parties signed an NDA.
Wow.
The aide resigned, but Shapiro refused to talk about it
Jesus.
publicly, calling it a private.
How the
personnel
fuck
matter.
did that
Female
not
state
take him?
lawmakers in both parties criticized him for the lack of transparency, and this whole thing resurfaced during the VP vetting process in 2024 and likely hurt his chances of getting.
Oh,
Beyond that,
that's why
Shapiro
she
is polling
chose.
at only
Well, she was
6%
gonna choose
nationally, which is
Shapiro.
decent, but
She
not
was.
great. He's running for
Yeah.
re-election in 2026, and if he wins that, it'll give him another big swing state victory. Right now, he doesn't have the momentum.
Also,
or
he was a
the
bit
backbone
too
to
like
win.
Israel
Finally, to
friendly at
round
the
out
time
B tier,
too.
we got Pete Buttigieg.
Buttigieg
there we
is
go.
the last spot on
Buttigieg.
B.
Buttigieg is probably the
They
most
didn't put him
well-known
into
candidate
A.
in
So
our
who we
team
got
because
for
he ran
A?
for president.
Newsom?
I'm waiting, dude.
Newsom's one of them.
A and S. We got A and S. Let's go.
He's got strong name recognition. He's probably the best communicator.
Now I'm
in the field,
excited.
and he's been leading in early New Hampshire.
You said
polls.
Westmore
Now
isn't
New
on
Hampshire
this.
will
That's
likely
too
be the
bad.
primary
Right, yeah.
state again in 2028. He's polling at anywhere between 10 to 16% nationally, which is significantly
Dude,
better
fuck
than
Pete
anyone else in
Buttigieg.
history.
I cannot
So why is he
handle
it.
not
Right.
here? Well, there are a couple
Right.
reasons.
Oh my
First, he already
God.
ran in 2020, and his
I
campaign
can't
collapsed
feel you on
completely
that.
after
I
He
guess
also
he's
has a
better
massive
than
problem with
Newsom,
black voters
though.
who are
Like,
critical voting
I would
patterns.
say that.
In some polls, he
I would
literally
say
polls
that.
at 0% with them, and there's no evidence that he's fixed that problem since 2020.
but he wouldn't be better
Second,
than
and this may sound
Pritzker.
bad
It's
that I'm
just
even
too bad
bringing this up to some of
Pritzker
you, but he is
looks
openly
that
gay,
way.
and while that shouldn't
No.
matter, and all are welcome here on this
Hey, he's looking
panel,
better.
there are some
He
real
lost weight.
questions about whether
Yeah.
this
Is he?
candidate
Good.
can win a
Yeah, he's
general
lost
election
some shit
in
on weight.
2028. Lots of political
Nice.
analysts have openly said that
Makes
this
me
could hurt his
happy.
chances, and there are
I'd
plenty of
honestly
voters in the
weigh
US
him
who
and Trump, and
probably
Trump would
wouldn't
probably
vote for
weigh
him because
more.
of that reason. Buttigieg is a strong
Yeah,
candidate with a real
I
shot at the
would
presidency,
believe
but he's
that.
got a ceiling, and it's not quite clear whether he can break.
All right,
through
here we
this year.
go.
And that wraps up the B tier. All of those
Let's
candidates have real
go.
potential, but need
So
something to
like
happen.
what?
That was
2 in the A
exciting.
and
Let's move on to B
2 in
tier.
the
Here
A
we've
and
got
1
the
in
top
the
candidates
S.
for 2028 in terms of current positioning. The A tier of Democratic.
Add an
candidates.
S.
We are officially
Can't
nearing
get
the end
it,
of this
but
video.
yeah,
Already breaking
So
through.
here we
These
go
candidates
with
are either actively rising
AOC
with momentum right now or have already established themselves as clear
and
front runners
Newsom.
with the infrastructure to seriously compete for the nomination. And yet, both of these picks may seem controversial to many of you for different reasons. First up is Gavin Newsom, the governor of
Oh,
California.
shit,
Newsom
there
has
it
been
is.
positioning himself for a
Too
president
high
Not
for
us,
me,
dear.
but
and he's doing it in a way that's pretty smart. He's term limited as governor, so he'll be out of office in January 2027, which means he can spend all of 2027 and 2028 focused entirely on running for president. He's been
Which
one
he
of the most
will.
aggressive
Damn it,
Trump
he's
critics in
going
the
to.
country, as
Of
I
course
mentioned
he
No,
earlier in
you
this video.
peaked
He's
too early
constantly
though.
debating fights with
The
administration
person who
and positioning
peaks this
himself
early
as a
never
resistance
wins.
leader. He's polling at anywhere
I would
from
agree
12
with
to
that,
19%
which is
nationally.
why
You know what?
I
You
agree with
have
the
a good
second
point
pick
about
for
that.
A.
Yeah.
To add to that, California's approval of Newsom has actually gone up recently from around 52% to 60%, which is impressive considering how polarizing he is to some people. The primary
Yo,
critique
I
of Newsom
talk
stems
about
from how
this. I talk about this, Tom, in my most recent
Yep.
essay on Bill Clinton.
Yep.
Check that out. 42 years of congressional dominance up in smoke because of Bill fucking Clinton.
Yep.
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 California, so there are questions about whether he can actually appeal to swing state voters. He's also got a reputation for being overly polished in a way that may seem inauthentic. In terms of momentum, infrastructure, and national profile, though,
listen to what he says about his kid.
Democrats have right now, who
Oh,
isn't tied to a
yeah,
2020
right.
ticket. That can't be denied, no matter how fake he may seem to some of you. Let's move on to our main wild card, though, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez.
Yep.
AOC is one of the most interesting
A
candidates in the
tier.
field because her trajectory is
We
completely
have
different
an
from
S
everyone else
tier?
we
She's
talked about.
gotten
She was
way
polling
up
at around 2 to
in
3%
terms of poll
nationally.
numbers.
And I had her all the way
Fuck,
down in my
dude.
Yeah,
Did you
and
see
she's
it this
gonna
week?
fucking run. She's
Yeah,
gonna
dude.
fucking
I
run.
think so.
I mean,
Yeah.
people are
She's gonna go
fucking-
for it.
They're feeling it.
300%
Yep.
increase in February
Yep.
2020.
300% increase.
85% favorability
She's
among
so not ready.
I
Maybe.
mean,
Maybe.
I don't know,
She is
man.
So not ready to
she
be
could
president.
maybe she can just do the fucking full turn, put on her skater shoes and just fucking be like, you know what, bitches,
Yeah.
I'm here to prove to you that Donald Trump really sucks. Okay,
I mean, maybe if she
Kickflip.
if she surrounds herself with the best people in the entire world, maybe she'll do well and knows how to listen.
Her appearances
Hopefully she's a
lately
great listener.
have been actually like really like a lot better than her
Yeah.
appearances in the past. For damn
better
sure.
than whatever happened in fucking Berlin.
Yeah.
Democrats,
That was
which is the
bad.
highest of any Democrat in
Yeah.
the field. She leads all Democrats among voters under 35 by double digits. She also did
Yeah.
the Fighting Oligarchy tour with Bernie
Yeah.
Sanders that drew over 200,000 attendees across the country, which shows she can mobilize people in a way that most politicians just can't. On top of that,
True.
a few months ago, she spoke at the Munich Security Conference, which a lot of people saw as a soft launch of sorts of her foreign policy credentials and a sign that she's serious about running for president. There's polling
Mhm.
that shows that 46% of Democrats want a progressive candidate in 2028, and AOC is basically the only major progressive in the race if Bernie doesn't run, which I believe is pretty likely given his age. She's only 35 years old, so she'll be 38 by the time the 2028 2028 election happens, which makes her eligible to run, but also makes her the youngest person on this list by a decent margin. The main question with AOC is whether she can expand her appeal beyond the progressive base. She's incredibly popular with young voters and progressives, but can she win over moderates and older Democrats who are more skeptical of her beliefs? Can she win a general election in states like Pennsylvania and Michigan? Those are legitimate questions to ask, but what can't be denied
With
right
time,
now is that she
I
probably
think
has
it'll
more momentum
become
than
more
anyone else on
likely.
this list, and she's generating the kind of enthusiasm.
If she can win the primary,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
she
Wins
can win
the
the
primary,
primary,
she wins
It
the general.
that's
depends
the
on who she's
real,
running
that's the
against in
real
primary,
problem.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
real challenge is the fucking primary.
Mhm.
That's what you need if they
I
want
agree.
to win back the White House. She would be a risky pick, but she's also the candidate with the highest ceiling in terms of energizing the base and
And
turning out
she's
voters who don't
smoking
normally
hot
participate
and
in
only gets
elections.
hotter
So that's our
every
8 year wrapped up.
fucking
Like I
year.
said, two truly different candidates in terms of their politics, but they find themselves
Every
here
year
for
she gets
similar
hotter.
reasons. I understand it
Swear
may
to
seem
God.
controversial.
Yeah.
But it seems like a great time to remind you that none of these picks are based on a candidate's political beliefs. Now let's wrap this video up by
Too bad
talking
she
about
doesn't
our
get
S tier,
smarter
the
every
S tier
year.
of Democratic candidates. Folks, we have finally arrived at the S tier, the absolute best of the best, the candidates who have everything you want in a
Who is
Democratic
it?
nominee for 2028. The problem is there's nobody here. It's completely
Oh!
Yep.
Bada bing,
nailed
bada
it.
boom.
Yeah.
I was like, who's it, Ro Khanna? Like, what's
Yeah.
going
That
on
was
here?
nobody. I knew it.
I was waiting for you guys' reaction to that one because when I first listened to this, I was like, well, who could it be? It's like, oh, of course it's no way because there's nobody
No,
that
it's
fucking good
nobody.
right now. Of
Yeah.
course,
So we got A tier, but
Yeah.
class voters in the Rust Belt. Do they want someone who can energize young people and progressives? Do they want
Yes.
a safe establishment?
So,
pick,
like-
or
like,
are they
as
risk on
of-
someone new? Those are the
as
questions
Someone
that
new.
right
have to answer
now,
over the next 2 years. And
it really does look like AOC is the best out of
Oh,
the choices
excuse me.
we have right now.
Well,
Yeah.
the word, if you want to reduce things down to
Potential
one word, the
candidates.
one word is anti-establishment.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what people are going to want. They want an anti-establishment president. They want
Mhm.
a new Democratic Party that is
Mhm.
made in his or her image.
Yeah.
This is not just a president that they're voting for. They're voting for a completely new rebranding. This
Yeah.
is completely rebranding the entire party. That's what most people want.
Yeah.
That's what millennials and Gen Zers want.
Yeah, AOC
Yes.
like more or less actually said that. I would want to change the country. You know, she I forget where the appearance was when she was talking about it or what the exact quote was, but she did like specify that her intentions would be to change the country. It was in response to hit pieces being put out on her by the likes of Jeff Bezos, who were basically fear mongering and taking a shot across the bow at people like AOC, and basically warning her like you're crossing the line. Like,
Well-
because they're fucking scared of her, you know, and
because they don't want they want establishment, but they
Mhm.
also want like
Someone
again
they can
somebody that's
control.
going to play within the fucking
bingo,
confines of Citizens United.
exactly,
You know, like that status quo politics.
Well, that's going to be
bullshit.
up on, don't you think abolish ICE will obviously be a prerequisite, but then I think abolish APAC is coming too, man. And
Yeah.
abolish APAC means taking a hard look at all of campaign finance.
yeah. Her one of her biggest things
I
should
mean,
be
the
overturning
way that you can
Citizens
make it
United.
not about APAC is just by focusing on
Citizens United.
Citizens United.
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
you can
Yeah, I agree.
wrap it all into that,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then
But APAC is the
That'd be
biggest
the-
perpetrator.
Yes, of course.
they are,
But
absolutely.
in her position, it would be more of an umbrella, you know,
Yeah.
because all of it is underneath the umbrella of Citizens United. These giant super PACs, their power wouldn't be possible without that Citizens United ruling. So it gets her. It gives her enough plausible deniability and enough leeway to be like, I'm against all of it. It's corruption. It's pay to play. It's legalized bribery. You know, that was Cenk Uygur's line for the longest time because it's fucking true. It's legalized bribery, and taking that and running with it. And having it apply to all like the major PACs and special interests and whatnot, that is a winning message. I think more so than singling out anyone. Of course, bringing them up, obviously, the NRA, APAC, what have you. But having a central unifying message, I think.
I don't know, man. NRA started up for trans rights. I'm starting to read. I mean, I'm a 2A
Right.
guy as it is.
Yeah.
I'm one of those 2A leftists. I actually love to shoot. So
Yeah.
I mean,
but if you're a responsible gun owner, you should have no problem with stricter gun laws because they won't affect you.
I have absolutely none of that.
Bingo.
Like I won't
Right.
fight against stricter. I mean, dude, I live in
They won't
Chicago.
affect you.
Like
If you're a responsible gun owner, you got nothing to worry about.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I would institute the national, like what we have nationally. Just
Yes.
like we
Well,
have.
I think you should have to go to fucking train with a cop.
background checks
once
all
a-
that.
once a
that's,
year.
but that's unrealistic.
You can go to
That's
the gun range
unrealistic.
you can go to the gun range with a cop once every 3 years.
You don't need to be with a cop. The thing is, gun ranges have they're all certified to handle firearms the way that they do. Most of them are, ex-soldiers or
Yeah.
any of this stuff. Like everybody that works at a range knows exactly what they're doing. And
Yeah,
they're
I know
all
that.
federally,
Yeah.
they're all state and federally regulated to a degree too.
Yeah, that was my thing for the longest time. When I first learned how to like trap shoot, for example, shoot 12 gauges, it was with handlers and whatnot. So some old codgers, people who had seen some shit, and it's very much a controlled environment. And
I learned from a guy like my age.
yeah,
I did. But the thing is, like, he was certified by the state to work there, and I mean, it's target shooting at a range, and like they teach you how to handle. They teach you like different grips. Like obviously, like you have normal grip, and you have like stable grip, all that kind of thing too. Like if you're trying to like do quick release, which I don't know. I'm not John Wick, so I don't give a shit about that.
right.
But no, that's the thing. Like I like to go blow off steam by just like going to a range with a friend and just that's it. Like but even home fucking defense, realistically, it's all locked away. Like I have never understood this fantasy of like having your weapon easily accessible. Like that shit's wild to me. Where I'm just like, oh
yeah, because you live out in the boonies. Because you live out in the
like
boonies,
that,
and you don't have marbles rolling around in your head because you're so fucking lonely.
Right.
That is
Like,
true.
dude, dude, living in a rural area is so fucking brutal. The closest I ever came was living in a ski town, and it was amazing because it was like, so many people there to ski, and then the summertime there was a lake, and like, it's amazing. But that's not the way most rural areas are in America.
No.
Most rural areas in America, I say there's 3 levels of gun owners. There's home gun owners, there's gun enthusiasts, which it sounds like what you are, PepTalks, and then there's gun nuts. And those are the people who fantasize about live targets. Those are the people who are like, it's like a video game.
Yeah.
And they were like, I can't wait to see, like, to shoot something that's moving is a hell of a lot more fun than shooting something that's just stationary, right?
No,
So
I don't like anything live.
Yeah, those are
hunting,
lunatics,
any of that. Nah. I
totally agree.
I went out hunting and like I clipped a bird and like I did a poor job. And my buddy, like this happened when I was like 13. My buddy's dad was so mad too because he was just like, "Oh man,
you're supposed to kill it right away."
Yeah. He's like, "You're supposed to kill it the first shot." He's like, "This one's ruined." Pow! I was like, "What? No.
Damn, dude. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, that's gonna stick with you.
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Every time I think about it, like, no, I don't think I want to go hunting.
No way. Nope.
I might not. It might be a reliving that moment, but also realistically, it's just like, oh God. No, like just I'm
just to sit with it. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I totally get it.
But it's also like a respect thing. Like I respect like firearms so much at that point. Like what you're saying about gun nuts. I hate those guys because they make responsible firearm enthusiasts look bad.
Well, it's all percentages. I mean, it's like what percentage of gun owners would you qualify as gun nuts? I'd probably say less than 5%. Maybe more, maybe less than 10%. I don't know. You tell me.
It depends on where you're
more
at.
Connected. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It depends on what part of the country you're in, how close you are from the Beltway. Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Tell you what, they could all benefit from going to some stand-up comedy shows every now and then. Jesus Christ, those gun nuts need to lighten the fuck up.
Yeah, well,
no, of course, they're all really uptight.
Then they show up to these comedy shows and they're fucking heckling. Like, I mean, Oh my god!
Yes.
Like they really
And-
It's a good
do.
way to get your, it's a
Even-
good way to get your ass kicked.
It goes beyond just being like a gun nut too. Like these folks like are like all about like big time security and surveillance and whatnot. It's like these are the same kind of people who will put up big security systems around their whole property. Those cameras that are on like a swivel that follow and track you as you move and shit, or the cameras that talk to you if you run them like walk by it, and you are being recorded and shit.
Yeah.
I
Dude, I have one of those in my neighborhood.
no, for real. I
I am too.
my job requires me like I go to house to house to service them and whatnot, and I come across that shit all the time. It's the creepiest shit. You just see a camera literally following you and tracking your movements and just staring right at you. It's the most unnerving shit. Imagine like just buy a gun.
Yo, do you ever feel like it's just like, yo, what the hell do you have in that house that you got a moving camera at your front door?
Exactly.
Like I always think I'm just like, what operation is this?
Like you're just contributing to the surveillance state, dude. Like
it's not even the surveillance state. It does actually kind of make me think like, do you have tinfoil on your windows? I have a feeling you have tinfoil on your windows.
Right.
You got something going on in there. I don't know. Listen, I've been to some houses in my time where it's just like,
right. Do you have a secret basement that is not disclosed?
Panic room.
You ever seen the movie Black Phone?
No.
No.
I don't think I have. Yeah.
Actually, it's a fucking good movie. Like if you like some
Panic
horror
Room
and Ethan Hawke.
I do love Panic Room. It does make me think
Panic
of that.
Room. That's a good movie. Yeah,
Jodie Foster.
That's right.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah,
no, it's Jodie Foster. Yeah, and
Kristen
Yeah,
Stewart.
but the daughter was
kid.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah,
super young. She was super young. Yeah.
Early movies.
That's
the daughter in that movie. Yeah.
Wow,
Stewart.
I did not know that.
Yeah, Forrest Whitaker. No, I love that movie, dude.
Jared Leto.
David Fincher was one of my favorite directors. So, like,
yeah, really well done movie.
Oh, he directed. I didn't even know he directed Panic Room.
Yes, that was one of his. I actually also just watched Alien 3, the director's cut, assembly cut.
I've heard that.
So the Aliens franchise gave birth to 3 A-list directors.
Yes.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Joss Whedon was 4.
Yeah, Joss Whedon's an A-lister. Yeah, for sure.
No, so 4.
Yeah, so
4 A-list.
That one franchise gave us 4 A-list directors.
Lling, I might be biased, but I like the franchise.
Hey, yeah,
franchise.
It's fantastic.
It's a hell of a lot better than X-Men, dude. X-Men had so much fucking potential, and then they went down the apocalypse. As soon as you go down, but see, like, the whole Phoenix saga is a death trap. Like it looks good on paper, but all it really is just saying that there was Apocalypse, who was like the most powerful, and then there was Jean Grey, who became the Phoenix, and now she's the most powerful. There's nothing interesting going on. The interesting things that happen in X-Men are like the different abilities interacting with each other. Like
I would actually argue
being able to take like Wolverine and put him up on a wall.
Like,
was that?
I would argue that like the most interesting thing about Phoenix Saga was Madeline Pryor and not knowing if it was real Jean or not. You know, and then like like you have like fake Jean who's from the Hellfire Club, like, and then it leads to Emma Frost and all that. Like that's what I liked. It was more of like the low key intrigue, like, you know, espionage angle. Like Chris,
but they didn't
Claremont
have any patience for that.
Fuck no, but they do now. They do now. Apparently, they're actually basing the new X-Men on like the Claremont stuff, which is all like about the nuances. Like that's where you got Kitty Pryde and all that kind of like interpersonal stuff. It was actually really cool. I had I met Chris Claremont at a Comic-Con, and he was. I had to literally do the thing where I was like, dude, you have a line. Like, I gotta go. Like, you're pissing me off some people, because he would not stop, but he was awesome because he was talking about Colossus and Kitty Pryde. How he was just like, they are my favorite relationship because they can't be together. I was just like, oh, he's like, yeah, like if they ever marry like these two, that's the end of X-Men comics. He's like, I'm telling you right now, because like it's a forbidden love type of thing. Also, every time that they get close, it makes them like become a different version of themselves. You see Kitty go into Shadowcat and get really deep and like kind of like, you know, kind of pissed off. That's where her and Wolverine hook up at one point, which is a little risque. It's a little like, all right.
I've been to certain conventions and whatnot. Like I'll go to like SAC Anime or Fanime Con in San Jose or Stockton Con, what have you, and it's always super nice to just come across either voice actors or actresses or live action actors or what have you that are passionate about their roles and will just talk your ear off about what they their own theories and what they went through playing certain roles, doing different scenes and whatnot. It's always great to hear like a sort of like a behind the scenes thing from someone who's like literally up close and personal and lived it and portrayed it. It's great. I love it.
Oh, dude, that shit is like actually to that, like the people that write it too, where you're just like, dude.
Yes, like, exactly. I actually met
passion rules.
I met the creator of The Crow. Like
nice.
the original
James O'Barr.
Yes, I actually had him sign because I actually found a DVD for The Crow at the exact same convention.
Nice.
I was like, oh shit! Like I gotta have this. Brandon Lee and everything. And since he was there, like I was like, I might as well have him sign this as well.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yeah.
About his girlfriend and how like The Crow is literally him getting his grief out, like.
No, I hear that.
The story you're talking about.
The story of The Crow is literally his. So he had the love of his life.
She was killed, right?
Yeah, he died in a car accident from a drunk driver, and he was ready to end his life when he figured instead of doing that, he wanted to. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this. Grief somewhere, and he created The Crow.
That's right. Yeah, and the most, I guess it's ironic in a sense because tragedy struck once again when Brandon Lee died on the set of making the Crow movie.
Yeah.
Just very
with a prop gun, and it's also messed up when you know what scene it is. It's the one where he puts his hand on it.
Really? Oh man, I didn't know that. I actually did not know that.
It fires the ring out. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Tragic shit. Like who would even guess?
Still a great movie, if you can't tell, I'm a huge comic book nerd.
No, I get it. I mean, you should see my goddamn room. I have like posters.
No, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, look at this
shit.
shit.
Tool. Fuck yeah. I'm a Maynard fan too. Hell yeah.
I just saw Pussifer last night.
Dude, I saw Pussifer in fucking Rockford at a fucking bar.
No
it was
shit.
Shit.
I love. Yeah, that's amazing.
Oh my god. Yes, it was pre-pandemic too, and their pandemic. I gotta say, the pandemic music was fucking fire too.
I agree. Yeah. Existential Reckoning, one of the best things they ever did. I even got
hell yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, we're buddies.
Yes, we are. Yes, shit. Like fucking. Come on anytime, honestly, dude. You're welcome.
My guy likes Red Dead, friggin' Better Call Saul.
Yeah,
got the freaking Star Wars, and then on top of it, Tool fan. Fuck, dude, you've been hiding this guy.
Yeah. Giant nerd, what can I say? fuck politics. Let's rename our channels and shit. Fuck.
Dude, you know what's funny? I've done this with a few other this space creators where like we just find out that we vibe on different shit. Like me and Alex, we vibe on comedy. Me and Jeff for fucking Good Morning Comrade, we vibe on wrestling. It's just so fucking like I love that.
Right. Of course.
Screw it. Let's just go for it.
Yeah, no, I totally understand. I even have another channel where I just talk strictly about music or react to it. And
God, I wish I was smart like that.
I mean,
all politics.
That channel is starved for content, but I mean, it's just I have equal passion for that, and equal passion for this. I mean, with this channel last year especially, I got really jaded with it because I was just so disheartened by just the state of things. It was just wearing down on my mental state and whatnot. And so like talking about what terrible shit is the Trump administration doing today, it just got too much. So I had to step away from a little bit. But now it's like I find a lot more balance to it and everything, and I can actually talk about these things without going into like an existential crisis. It really is like a balancing act sort of thing.
Unfortunately, I find myself doing the same thing sometimes. I try not to, but
Yeah,
it gets to the best of us, man. Sometimes.
yeah.
But you gotta.
Well,
River of Peace.
I feel like a lot of these conversations sometimes are like group therapy for what's going on, and we're all
Really
just
is.
like people. It's like someone dies, and you have to come to terms with the fact that you're never going to talk to that person ever again.
Sure.
And we've had a lot of funerals over the last 18 months.
Yeah.
That's the fucking truth of it. Is we've had a lot of fucking funerals since Trump 2.0 came in. This is so much worse than Trump 1.0.
Oh,
Like this is so much worse.
Without a doubt. River of Peace chiming in. Patriot, are you fully bald now? Yeah, I actually shaved everything off back in late October, and it's just so much better. So much better. But yeah,
How much longer are we going? Because we're
gonna wrap soon.
Yeah,
we're gonna wrap soon.
Yeah, I do have to rip a piss, but I'm down to hang. Like I'm at that awkward place where I'm just like, I really gotta pee.
No, I totally get. We go for like an hour and a half, and whatnot.
Yeah, I think we're at the sweet spot now if we want to wrap, because I was at 30 and now I'm at 15. So
Cool.
why don't we
Pep
Talks? You want to Pep Talks, then Stat Pat, then I'll wrap it. I'll take us home. Go ahead.
No, appreciate it, man. Really, glad to be here. You can follow me at PepTalks TV on YouTube and Twitch. I have a daily show called High on Politics. I start at 4 p.m. usually. Wednesday's special day, 2 p.m. This is all Central Time, so come and check it out. I like to call it like the stoner circle of the internet, where it's we chill, we talk politics, some serious stuff, but come talk some politics and pass to the left.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we should be doing the same thing next Tuesday around the same time, unless something changes. And then right after that, I actually have a trip to Vegas planned for the next few days. Yeah, me and a few friends are going to go see a metal show, and we're going to gamble a little bit, and hopefully gas doesn't increase like another gallon before the trip actually starts, so that our budgets don't get adjusted accordingly. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. There's a few. Thank you, River of Peace. Have fun in Vegas, they say. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in as well. I've been hovering around a decent size comparatively of viewers and whatnot. Thank you all again so very much, and go watch Dieter's 2 new videos that he just dropped yesterday. They're actually really fucking good.
Yeah, thanks guys, and thank you, Pep Talks, for joining us tonight.
Yeah, this was a blast. Enjoyed it.
We'll have you back. We'll have you back again soon. Until then, please check out my latest essays, and never forget that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Everybody have a good night.
Yep.